guys? Oh, you like how I made the little emojis? I personalized them for you. I forgot yours, Nikki. Then I came back. It's cute. Hey, Vicky. And I said hello, but I'll say again to Woofy, Cotton Candy, Punksy, Crystal, Nikki. How are you guys? I got my soda pop right here. I don't usually drink Pepsi, but this cherry Pepsi is really good. Hey, Jordan. Told you I'd be going live again. Hey, Sherry, Akasha. Hey, Broken Justice. Oh, you saw your notification. Yay. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, Addie. Thank you. I got some today, these Sublime shirts that have the sun, and it's like yellow and orange and blue. And I have orange, yellow, red dye because I was doing something with those colors and some pinks. So I'm going to tie-dye those Sublime shirts and see how they turn out. This one turned out pretty cool, but this was an old shirt. See? I like tie-dyed over it, but the Sublime, I'm not going to tie-dye over the writing like that. I'm just messing around, you guys. Hey, Gigi. Hey, Julianne. Hopefully they'll turn out awesome and I'll put them up for sale. Who even are you? They didn't have Mellow Yellow at the checkout. Mellow Yellow is not flat. That's part of the good part, like the bubbles in your throat. Thank you, Archimedes girl. Thank you, Cotton Candy. I looked to see if they had any more of these, but they don't right now, but I'm going to keep my eye out. I like Dr. Pepper too. I have some Dr. Pepper here. Hey, Amy. Sublime is a band. Really popular in like the 90s. In the stoner scene, popular there still, forever. Hey, Shar. So I came in on my phone, but I'm going to also come in on the computer, and we're going to go through. I found a couple articles that recently came out, and then we're going to do like a YouTube search for summer, set the settings where hopefully we can set it where the oldest come first. Y'all, but the camera sucks on the computer, so I had to pull it up here first. But look at my forehead. Do you see this giant knot? Last night I was feeding the cat and I was like bent down in the doorway, in the metal like piece in the middle of the doorway. I turned around real quick and I smacked it hard, and it gave me the worst headache. It was awful. Jordan, I used to take Thrive after I first heard about the Watts case like a couple years ago. I took it for a couple months, but it's so expensive. And it worked for me at first. But after, it was like maybe my body needed those vitamins or something, because after, maybe like no, not a month, because I'd say the first few months it worked. At first, it worked the best, and then slowly it quit working. And I was on a kick out, was eating organically and not having more than 25 grams of sugar a day, and only having, real sugar, not high fructose corn syrup. And I was on a big kick like that, but now I just eat and drink whatever I want. Hey, Sandy Beach. Sure, Woofy's here today. My mom just does the shakes. She can't do the vitamins. See, it wouldn't be so bad if you did it that way, but I was doing all of it and I wanted a shake every day. So I had to order 2 of those boxes. Thank you, Sandy Beach. So yeah. But Bentley's gone. He's over at his dad's family's having a little birthday thing. So I wanted to come live with you guys and just hang out for a little bit. I will say I did take an edible like a little bit ago. So once it starts working, I may, hopefully I'm not too silly. Hey, Bobby Pin. So let me come in on the computer so we can look at things together. The quality is just so much worse on the computer. Let's see. Yeah. Everybody missed you, Woofy. But Shar was asking for you. There are a couple articles that have come out within, like, since Dawn was arrested. Now look at this camera compared to this one. Oh. I had to mute one of them. Oh, it's not doing both. Muted. Sorry. Okay. Thank you, Woofy. Thank you, Vicky. I might come back on the phone, but I do want to do it here so we can look together. Now, I took a screenshot of the articles I wanted to look up. Just because if we can keep talking about Summer and not doing it and just like talking about the drama, which we have to talk about some, right? I mean, her parents are they're the two people closest to her. And anything and everything that they say and do is important right now, you know? Yes, Archimedes girl. I love them. They help me sleep every night. So, let me see here. The first one I thought we could look at is Bat from the Sun, which is kind of like, you remember when they were at the end of the grocery store aisles? But it's 7 chilling details in the missing 5-year-old Summer Wells case, and it's from 5 days ago. I haven't read it, so let's see. Then we're going to go back and look at the very first videos made about her and look at the information like with what we have now. Okay. Edibles, Woofy. THC, CBD, whatever your thing is. I'm all for natural medicine. I think that Big Pharma has helped, like if you have epilepsy or, there's things that it's a miracle, but, I don't know. I just have a different stance about that stuff. Oh, Punksy. Okay. That sounds awesome. You have to tell us more about that. Do you do that? Do you have a channel? Archimedes girl, I can help you. I make my own. I cried out of happiness when they found Cleo. Summer is found safe and alive. Okay, let's share the screen. Hey, Punksy, message me. I'll help you, and I really want to see. I really want to see it too. But anything you need with that kind of thing, I can help you. Don't all meds begin with something natural? Well, no, but some things are lab created. But I mean, if you think about like opiates and stuff, doesn't it all originate from the poppy flower? But most of those things are lab created these days. Hey, Kelly. I don't know. I just am not a fan of some of that stuff. I think they give it out way too easy, and it can ruin people's lives, you know? Pharma is copycat. But then all the fillers. Yeah. Like, oh my gosh, Anna Banana, that's incredible. Congratulations. I was on benzos as well, and I haven't had one in 5 years. And THC helps with my anxiety some. And it depends on what kind. But my life is just so much better without that stuff. I was prescribed my first script before I was even an adult of benzos. First, it was Klonopin that I was given. I was given Xanax and then put back on Klonopin, but Klonopin is strong. I mean, it's just super strong, and I think they give it out way too easy. I think it has those kind of things. They have their purpose, right? If you have cancer or I don't know, there's just things where I could see it making sense, but they overprescribe. Oh, Crystal, I'm glad you got off too. That's awesome. I don't drink either. I will, though, like occasionally. It's just not my thing. I get sick. I drink like 1 glass of wine and feel nauseous. But every now and then I will do that. I hate coughing in y'all's ear. Cheryl, I will. But his birthday is the 15th. See, SSRIs never worked for me. And benzos, I never took them right. I would take 3 times, 4 times what I was supposed to. And then I was also heavily addicted to opiates. So I try to advocate for natural medicines and even kratom. If you have a lot of pain or a lot of anxiety, now kratom can be addictive. Nowhere near like opiates, not even like hydrocodone, But there's so many things, and kratom is literally dried leaves of a certain kind of plant that's prevalent in Asia, cousin to the coffee plant. And it does wonders, really. But anyways, okay, let's get into summer. Hey, Danielle. Hey, Angie. Hey, Mr. Positive. My state just passed medical use, and it will be available next year. Thank you, Johnny. I've had the most vivid, lovely dreams when I took Klonopin. Okay, let's check this out. Ooh, that's cute. Sorry. I know y'all don't care about that, but it is pretty cute. Where is Summer? 7 chilling details in the case of missing Summer Wells, from 5-year-old shaved hair to brother's removal from home. 5-year-old girl who vanished from her family's Tennessee home in June has still not been found nearly 5 months later, as mystery continues to surround the case. Summer Moon Utah Wells was last seen on June 15th outside of her family's home in Hawkins County, Beech Creek community. Oh, I love those pictures right there. They're just, I just love them. It's one of my favorites. That one and the other one in that outfit, like right there. Summer's dad leaving court on Monday. Let me pull this up on my phone so I can talk to you guys in the chat while we're going over it. Okay. Hey, Love Rains. Hey, Libby. Okay. Summer had been in front yard planting flowers with her mother and grandmother at the time. Her father, Donald, previously said. At some point around 6:30 p.m., Summer ventured back inside the home on her own because she wanted to go downstairs and play with her toys. He said, I went down in the basement and she was gone. Wow, they have just Like, really? Donald Wells was not the one who was there. But okay, whoever wrote this article. Since doing YouTube, I've learned that a lot of these, like, places like Lifetime and these television shows and news articles can be so far from the truth. It's crazy. And they don't even dig. That's frustrating. That makes me not even want to read the rest, but we're still going to check it out. I still have a problem, like I always say, and I'm not going to stop talking about why was he the one to call 911 when he wasn't there? That just, I don't know. Hey, Delana. Ooh, Brandy, I love Mila Kunis. I want to see the dog. Oh, I cannot wait to see that either. And apparently Candace storms off. Anyways, okay. She would never leave our heel, he said late in June. I think that someone snuck up on her and grabbed her. I don't think she's in the area because the dog goes down the road and that's the end of the trail. But I don't know that for a fact. The way she just disappeared, she would never do that. We know there are many people praying around the world. Let's see. In a recent interview with WVLT, Donald elaborated further on this theory, insisting someone came through the wooded trail near the family's home and took the girl when nobody was watching. Now, he remains consistent with that theory, right? He's talking about it like he knows for a fact exactly what happened. And even though we have that little clip of him saying, I have 7 alibis, she has none, he always consistently says he believes his wife. She knows what happened. He trusts her, We don't know if someone was waiting in the basement or if she come outside here and went to the swing or possibly back up there to grandma's. We don't know. All we know is that when she went down to the basement, that's the only thing we know, to play with her toys. Now, what if she, and I've seen other people, she could have maybe had an accidental fall going down to the basement or something like that. I know, Frankie, baby. I noticed that 5:30. Because that was when he was asked when, like the date that she went missing, because he couldn't remember the birthday, Now, my thing is, if you're so adamant that she would not leave the property, the chances of someone coming up onto your property when you live in an area like that. I live in an area like that, and I used to live in an area almost just like that. Not, I lived on a farm and away from people with a lot of property. Now I have neighbors. I'm still out in the country, but I can't imagine that. It's, people know that when you go on other people's property, you're probably going to get shot. Did you hear that clip, Archimedes girl? I have it on here. We can hear it, but let's go a little further. The boys a lot of times would leave this unlocked and wide open a bunch of times and would get on them a lot and tell them you can't do that. But we'd always find it open a bunch of times. We tried to control that, but we couldn't control that 100% of the time, he continued. Donald told the network that from there, he believed Summer was carried down a steep and rugged trail just a few feet away from the house. At the time of her disappearance, Donald said he was at his work. Oh, at the beginning of the article, you said he went downstairs and she was gone. Now, which is it? The son. His sons were inside the home, and his wife and mother-in-law were outside facing away from the basement door. Well, I think whoever grabbed her probably had her mouth covered, and I think she was gasping for air by the time she got somewhere down here, because our neighbor heard a scream, a really funny scream, and she's been telling us that all along. And I've heard of that previously. My thing is, somebody would have to know exactly when she was there by herself. Yeah, they'd have to be like just waiting for it, and they wouldn't know, like, say she just walked out the door right there at the swing, they wouldn't know who was with her. Like, maybe somebody else was down in the basement with her. And I was listening to somebody today. Who was it? I don't know, because I listen to everybody, but it was Marissa on that, where she was kind of explaining that interview that they had. And she said it always stood out to her that he was, like, he did carpentry, and Summer lived in this little, in the basement, and her room looked like it did. Because I never thought about it, but that's a really great point. You cannot have much money, but if you have those kind of skills, you can make something really nice. Just like even when I was in college and I lived in a dorm room and it was just plain and gross, and I was broke, but I found a way to make it really like cozy and cute in there. When you're like, I don't know. I just thought that was interesting, but is it possible she could have been on the swing and maybe hit the tree and they panicked? I've thought about that in other circumstances, like the steps or something. I don't know. It's possible. My gut has told me this whole time that both parents are involved and they had outside help from someone else. I sadly think she's no longer alive, but I pray she is. Me too, Amber. You can have no money but still have clean children in a clean environment. Absolutely. Broken dishes. Yeah, the Dollar Tree. Okay, lured away. The father of 4 said search dogs previously picked up Summer's scent on the trail but lost it near a road. He said he believed someone put his daughter in a car and drove off. Candace Blass, Summer's mother, appeared to share Donald's theory, telling Fox 8 she feels, quote, in my heart that somebody has come up here and took her, has lured her away from here, unquote. Whoever has my daughter, I pray they haven't harmed her. And bring her back to us safe and sound. Multiple law enforcement agencies spent hours searching the trail and the surroundings of the home, but yielded few leads. Now, I've always been interested in this guy that he worked with, right, that he fired, like, right before. Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson confirmed last month that dogs had a pretty good trail that tracked for a little while, but then it disappeared near a road. Sometimes canines will lose the scent when it changes different types, where they maybe went from the gravel to the pavement, he explained. Lawson, however, added that Donald's claim that a neighbor heard a scream was unfounded. Didn't you say that, Delana? I read that in the chat, but it's kind of going fast, so. Like, come on, if you want to get your kids back, you got to do better than drinking and driving and that kind of stuff and getting online all tore up from the floor up, okay? Because they're watching you. Even if you weren't, like, in a case with such, that was getting so much attention, CPS and social work, like when you're in any situation with them, they should be looking at social media. Oftentimes they don't. Like in another case I covered, of a little girl who was failed majorly. Lots of them are failed by the system. But you got to do better. If you want to get your boys back, you can't be on the internet all messed up. You can't be drinking and driving. Or do you think that maybe they think they're not getting them back? I remember hearing that. It sounds familiar, Holly Bobo. How would one avoid CPS? I don't know what you mean. Law enforcement said the scream was a complaint rumor, not true. So they talk about her hair being cut off, which, there was a lot of buzz around that at first when everything first happened. But, and I don't think we have to read this word for word. Most of us here have been following this and we know about the hair being cut off. I do find it, if you guys remember that interview they did together, there were some inconsistencies around why. If she did it to be like mom, or if mom did it to make her feel better about it. But a lot of them did it, so maybe it was just a free way to get rid of lice. But I mean, we know that they were living in poverty, but also he worked and made money. That stuff is not that expensive. You know, they have money to spend on vapes and twisted teas and, you know, whiskey and everything else. So it just would shock me if they would shave their heads to avoid, like, to get rid of it. But I don't know. I heard that, Bobby Pin. Law enforcement also said she's not in the water. How would they know that? Psst. The boys don't want to go back. Oh, that's sad. Summer's brothers removed from the home. Wait. They wrote this, like, it's kind of confusing the way that it's written, right? Donald also repeatedly said a lot of people were coming to him and accusing him of various things regarding the disappearance of his daughter. I believed that stuff, Wells said, like an idiot. I believed it, and I flipped out, started drinking and everything else, and that's why they took our kids. I didn't hear that interview, I guess, but I'm curious. I don't know. That's the thing about quotes in an article like this. It's just the context kind of gets removed a little bit. Okay, lie detector test. Donald Wells and Candace Bly both previously claimed to have taken and passed a lie detector test in relation to Summer's disappearance. Candace reportedly took the test at the district attorney's office on June 20th, 5 days after her disappearance. Donald claims to have successfully completed one on June 17th. He told local media that both he and Candace had been asked to do a test sooner, but they were too emotional to go through it. I was going to say something and I totally slipped my mind. Oh, so, you know, a lot of people say, you know, they're not suspects. They're not been arrested. Well, Summer's not been found. And in missing people cases where someone gets arrested, it takes them a long time to feel like they have enough evidence, because they don't want to just do it on like one piece of evidence if it's just circumstantial and with no body, no person being found. So just because, you know, they haven't been doesn't mean that they're not being looked at in that way, or they're not gathering evidence against them. Johnny, my cough, I've had this, like, I'm not sick anymore, but I have this lingering cough. I always have a runny nose because I smoke cigarettes, I guess. But, like, I have to blow my nose every day. But the cough is from being sick a few weeks ago, and I can't get it to go away. I do have some really good honey, though. Some raw honey that's really good. So, Sherry, I don't know if they did or not, and I'm not sure they would tell them, right? Like, I think they might say, I don't know. I'm just not sure. I think that police, if they didn't, might be careful with their words. It would be very hard, if not impossible, to convict them of a crime without her body. Exactly. And when they do, like, think about Barry Morphew. It was a year after Suzanne disappeared. That Maya, the one that Larry, her husband, was recently arrested. I don't follow that case, but I know it was a long time. Oh, wow, Frankie baby. Now, see, that's a theory that I go back to over and over. I change my mind a lot, but I always wonder about the jealousy thing. Now, isn't this the picture that was the last picture of Summer? Besides the one in the car, but the last one maybe of him and her? Or, I can't remember what he said. It's been a while. Do you guys remember? Summer's pictured in Donald's arms. At first, I didn't get any sleep for 2 days. I couldn't sleep for 2 days. It was the worst misery and pain I've ever felt in my life. See, I'm curious. The Sun is now writing about it, and they're going on Dr. Phil. It's like these big media companies have like kind of pick up on it around the same time. When asked if his theory about what happened to Summer had changed, Donald said, "No, she's been abducted in my mind, 100%. I know Candace wouldn't lie to me about any of the facts. She has no reason to, and she wouldn't lie." Around 3 weeks later, in July, Donald offered the grim prediction that Summer is probably no longer alive. "Statistically speaking, there's a good chance she's already dead," Donald told the Kingsport Times News. "I hate to think that. I love her with all my heart. If nothing else," he continued, "I'll see her in the resurrection. As long as I keep the commandments and do what I'm supposed to, I'll see her." Donald added that he would do anything to have my baby back and said he's putting his faith in God to turn this around. "I've made my mind up not to let Satan win," he said. "I've still got to move forward. I've still got to go to work. I've still got to try, even though I miss her. I'm not going to let Satan convince me to go drinking. I'm not going down that road. I choose life. I choose God." Donald Royals arrested for DUI, the way they wrote this. My theory on the case right now, I don't know. I have a lot of broken dishes. You're probably right. I am really stressed lately. But I changed my mind. I have a lot of suspicion around Candace and Grandma. I sometimes think that maybe Don wasn't aware for a while. Maybe now he knows, maybe now he doesn't. You know, I'm curious. Grandis is the common thing between, Rose going missing and Summer going missing. That's unheard of, you guys. Any police officers, anyone you hear talking about it, that's just rare. It's super unheard of for one person to go missing out of your family, much less two. Then sometimes I think, with all the stuff that's said about Don, maybe he did something. Or then I think maybe it was an accident. Maybe she fell down the steps and they covered it up because they didn't want to lose the other kids, or they didn't want to invite CPS in to their lives like that. Then I think, well, she was beautiful and, just beautiful, perfect little girl. We see pretty little kids getting taken all the time, and there's sick freaks out there and stuff. So I don't know, you guys. I really don't know. But I do have a lot of issue with the behavior that from the parents. And I understand and try to be sympathetic to the fact of to everything they're going through. But then again, I'm you have YouTube, the people that are following Summer's case love and care about her so much. You guys watching, some of the most incredible people on the planet who want to help you, different creators and the viewers. And for you to do the pranks and all of that bothered me really bad. So I don't know. Hey, Amanda. Let's go to this other article. This is from the Kingsport Times News. It's an editorial article. I don't know if we'll have time to go to watch the first videos. We can look and see who they're from. I don't want to, keep you guys on here too late. Come on now. I get frustrated with slow internet. Okay. So one article from 4 days ago talks about them being on Dr. Phil on the 11th and 12th. I love Dr. Phil. I know some people don't like him, but I really love him. And he does not practice medicine now, but he used to work in the courtrooms and stuff. He was a psychologist. He's just not practicing now. I still think he knows what he's talking about. Now, is there some level of exploitation? I don't know. Some people say that. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, because I do think he helps a lot of people, and he can't help it that he's like a super popular show. So I don't know. Dawn and Candace's potty mouth is not Christian. Like, I don't know how he can curse, use foul language, and quote scripture in the 10 Commandments out of the same mouth. Candace seems to get really jealous. Yes, she does. I really do think it was an accident. People say no focusing on the parents, but that's where you begin. It's really mind-blowing to learn later they're completely innocent or something. Yes, that would be crazy. And, I hope she's found. Someone did abduct her and she's alive somewhere. I think a lot of us hope that. We don't want them to be guilty of something. It's just hard. Yeah, the live videos that have been going on lately. Exactly. But, Brandy, I agree. I'm sorry, you guys. We have to focus on the parents. What do we have, you guys? Like, I don't know. I just feel like those are the closest people to her. And in any investigation, like, Alexis Sharkey, there's a lot of focus on her husband, the closest person to her. He made that "How About That Girl" famous. Yes. Catch Me Outside. How about that? You ever heard that remix, you guys, of that song with like the Napoleon Dynamite? Oh my God, that music video is so funny, and it will make you dance. You can't help it. Watching it, you just start dancing. And the only time they do it is when they're drinking. Well, you know how it is. You're like at the bar, all happy best friends, wanting to talk to everybody. So this is the local paper there. Could they have had a funeral without people knowing? I've thought about that, Johnny. I don't know. I think the intention of most is to set him up further and make him look worse. Brandy, I think a lot of people have speculated that. I don't know. I think I don't know. Maybe I just try to see the best in people, but I think some of them aren't expecting them to be as wild and crazy as they are. Okay. Is the fate of Summer Wells destined to become part of East Tennessee lore? As painful months drag on for those who knew and loved Summer, concern grows that we might never know what happened to the blonde, blue-eyed little girl who vanished from her home near Rogersville the evening of June 15th. If someone somewhere has knowledge that would help solve this mystery, $58,000 in current reward money has failed to entice that person to come forward. Summer is among nearly 90,000 active missing persons, according to the FBI statistics. Children under age 18 account for 35% of them, but fewer than 350 under age 21 are abducted by strangers. Wait. So out of 90,000 active missing people, so 35%, well, that's hard to figure out because 35% is under 18. So we don't know how many that would be compared to 350 under the age of 21. You guys get what I'm saying? Anyways, fewer than 350 are under age 21 are abducted by strangers. It's crazy. The vast majority of child abductions are parental kidnapping. There are fewer than 100 missing children under age 6, according to the Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Active cases, does that mean not counting maybe a child that went missing 5 years ago, with no new news? That was confusing the way they wrote that. Someone knows more. That's what I know. Broken dishes. I commented about how convenient Candace's behaviors are distracting from accountability of law enforcement, community, and church. Absolutely. You know what? I think law enforcement need to be questioned more about this. Okay. If you're still working on it, then you should be able to tell us what's going on. What are you doing? What's happening? Something. Or are you just not working on her case at all anymore? Those are including open and active. When does it become inactive, I wonder? Hey, Tony. We're doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. Summer disappeared after reportedly going into her home around 6:30 and helping her grandmother in the garden. A massive search for weeks turned up nothing in the rugged area surrounding her home. Her parents, Donald Wells and Candace Blah, say they believe their daughter was abducted. When the case goes cold or they find them. In some cases go cold, unfortunately. Yeah. And that's probably varies based on when I guess, that would obviously vary. Meanwhile, the couple's other 3 children, all boys, were removed from the home and placed in the custody of Tennessee Department of Child Protective Services. A gag order has been issued in the case. Donald Wells was arrested October 30th on charges of driving under the influence, an open container, driving uninsured, and improper lane usage. The case has gained national attention and was featured on a segment of In Pursuit with John Walsh on September 29th, apparently with no results. Summer's parents will appear on 2 episodes of the Dr. Phil television show next week, according to reports by multiple CBS affiliates across East Tennessee. Candace Blah and Donald Wells will appear on the program on November 11th and 12th. Preview of the show with extensive comments may be found here. I was going to click it, but... Meanwhile, investigators are following up on every lead. Investigators are looking for a vehicle reported in that area at the time of Summer's disappearance, a late 1990s maroon or red Toyota Tacoma with a full bed ladder rack and white buckets in the truck bed. A TBI report stated that a photo of what the truck might look like has been circulating on social media, as have claims that it has been found, but that is not accurate. The photo was not released by law enforcement. The TBI also reported that individuals are asking for donations under the pretense that they are assisting in the search of Summer, but investigators have not requested investigative assistance from any private citizen. That's it. Well, that was 2 days ago, so at least they're still talking about it in their local, paper. Let's see if anything else comes up. Oh, I should have went to that preview, but I'm sure most of you have seen it. Have you guys seen the preview for the Dr. Phil show? It's, Jordan, I don't know. You sent that a minute ago, but it's on 11th and 12th. No, you haven't seen it? Oh, hold on, you guys. My oven's going off. Oh, crap. Yeah, he does post it on his YouTube. I watch his show like that sometimes. If it's something that I'm interested in. Okay, let's go see. I wonder where this is going to take us. And am I going to get in trouble for playing it? Let's see where it takes us. Hey, Mark.
Alert now issued by the TBI for missing.
Oh, they linked Crime Stories Obsessed video.
Five-year-old girl.
She's looked at trigger after trigger after trigger and not a tear.
Do you know what happened, son? No.
Hold on. It looks a bit different, a little different, it seems, than when Chris was there. I thought that when I watched it. But still, for what he does for a living, he could have made her a little, something awesome. It makes me sad because I know, and I know there's kids out there who are less fortunate, but it's like, I just think about my little boy. He's turning 5 and all the stuff he has. And, it's sad because I wish Summer would have had that. You know what I mean? Oh, makes me want to cry. It's so sad. It's like Bentley's stuff. My house is like full of toys and games and, every superhero. And he loves the scary movie guys. So all of those guys and just tons of stuff everywhere. And it's like I love taking him to get him a surprise or order something and been giving him I ordered maybe 4 or 5 birthday presents that it came already, and I've given him all of them but one. I'm just like, it's your birthday month, happy birthday, because I don't know, and maybe I do it too much, right? Because it's not good for him to be spoiled. They turn into little entitled brats. They can, but I try to make him keep his stuff clean, which he does a great job for a 4-year-old. I don't know, I just think she deserved to be spoiled like that. That's true, Jordan. That broke my heart too. It's like when Candace didn't know. Like Don, I've heard him say that before. With Candace, it was just like, wow, you're the mom. And maybe she knows when she's sober. And that's what I figure. Oh, thank you. Good. Oral.
Trigger after trigger and not a tear.
Do you know what happened, son?
No. In her mind, she's being interrogated.
This isn't Dr. Phil's video, but it's I think you have to stop it every 20 seconds. So I'll just be careful.
That's not interrogating you. We're trying to help you find your daughter.
There is now issued by the TBI for a missing 5-year-old girl.
She's looked at trigger after trigger after trigger and not a tear. Trigger after trigger after trigger and not a tear.
They keep repeating that.
No.
She seemed to be crying there, didn't she? So the behavior panel went to on Dr. Phil too? Is that how that happened, you guys? Do you know?
No. In her mind, she's being interrogated. That's not interrogating you. We're trying to help you find your daughter. That's not interrogating you. We're trying to help you find your daughter. There is no...
Maybe that's not that she gets angry because she's angry. Maybe she doesn't want to talk about it anymore. It's a constant reminder of she may never see her daughter again. So it's also hard to say. Yeah. And there's times when I felt she seemed so genuine, right? With Interview Room. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. It's just really sad. Let's see if we can see the first few posts about Summer on here. Maybe if we go back, you guys, there's podcasts and stuff that find things that we've talked about on my channel before, that help solve cases. And I don't want to get too wrapped up in the drama. So I feel it's only right we can talk about the drama within the case, but it's only right to talk about the other things just as much, if not more. So let's see. I don't know. How to change this search on here. Let's see. Do you guys know? Summer Wells, June 2021. Press briefing. TBI gives an update on missing. Here's on June 18th and June 16th. Yeah, I remember when they did give updates like in the very beginning. But
I'm Leslie Earhart with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. Numerous local, state, and federal agencies are here in Hawkins County assisting in the search for 5-year-old Summer Wells. Here's the latest on the investigation. Summer was reported missing from her home in the 100 block of Ben Hill Road at around 6:30 p.m. on June 15th. She was reportedly last seen wearing gray pants, a pink shirt, and was possibly barefoot. At this time, the circumstances of her disappearance remain unclear, which means investigators have to explore all possibilities. Teams have searched from the air as well as on the ground, combing through thick and steep terrain.
We also have the investigators following every lead that comes in on TBI find, and also the ones called in.
Anna Banana says, Candace has a tattoo of Summer's birthday on her calf. Which that would not surprise me. Like I said, I think because she was drinking and it seemed like maybe she had just woken up. But I need to go back to listen. Hey, Crazy Mama.
Into Central Dispatch. And every lead is important to us, and we follow every.
I love that picture. Oh.
We still want to encourage the public and community, if they know something or see something, then they need to make us call. And they can't remain anonymous.
We continue to hold out hope that Summer will be found safe. Anyone with information regarding her whereabouts is asked to call 1-800-T.
What a beautiful child. Here, let's let it play while it tells the statistics, just to keep it fresh in people's mind. Or what, her descriptive characteristics. There we go.
TBI find, or send an email to tips@tn.gov.
Thank you, Gigi. Hey, Amber. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. 3 feet tall, 40 pounds, blonde hair, blue eyes. Last seen wearing gray pants, pink shirt, and possibly no shoes. I have questions about right when they got home. If you were in the grocery store for just a second, why did it take so many people to unload the car? And if your mom just left the hospital and they probably, fixed her leg, I don't know. Wasn't that said what Candace was kind of helping her do? I don't know. That confused me. Why did Dawn call 911? We'll watch this, and then I'm going to come on for a minute on camera on the phone, and then I'm probably going to go.
If you really want to lose weight, there's an ancient exotic hack that melts up to 2 pounds of fat every night while you sleep. Dr. Lamb has just leaked a
Enforcement agents have covered nearly 5 square miles in the search for Summer Wells in East Tennessee. It has been a week now since a statewide Amber Alert was issued for her. News Channel 5's Aaron Cantrell joins us live from the TBI headquarters this morning. And Aaron, I know hundreds of leads have come in, and now there's reward money.
Yeah, Amy. In fact, 221 leads have come in about Summer Wells, but the TBI has not been able to locate her. And they tell us that about 70 agencies from Tennessee and surrounding states are helping in the search efforts. But this is what we know. She was reported missing from her home last Tuesday around 6:30 from the Beech Creek community of Hawkins County. Summer's parents and relatives are said to be cooperating with investigators, and now we are learning more about the Wells' family history. The CBS affiliate WVLT reports that last year, Summer's mother, Candace, filed for an order of protection against her husband, Donald. And just a few days later, Candace changed her mind, asking the court to have the order of protection dismissed. Now, authorities have not named the father nor anyone else as a suspect at this point. Now, Tim Coop, the incident commander for ground search operations, says the search for Summer Wells will continue today with a focus on specific areas using specialized teams.
Every day until we find Summer Wells, we will have specialized search teams, whether it be canine.
Every day until they find her. I don't know. I'm curious of what they're doing now.
Specialized man tracking USAR teams that we've already utilized to go back into these areas. Once we get a lot of these people out, it may make this area calm down a little bit, but we will have people in the Beech Creek community from one end to the other, working tirelessly day in and day out, be able to keep fresh crews coming in and still continue to search until we find someone else.
Now, the Johnson City Press reported that a Kingsport man is offered a $25,000 reward for anyone that...
Sorry, you guys. I know if you're wearing headphones, that was awful.
Has information or that leads them to Summer Wells, and they're asking folks that live in that Beech Creek community to check their properties for areas that a child might hide in. So if you have any information, call police or the TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND.
Hold on just a second, you guys. Okay. I know I missed you a lot of comments. I know it's been much longer, but the fact they found Cleo Smith after 18 days gives me hope. Yeah, I mean, and think about it. There are people who've been found years later. I'd hate to know what she'd have to go through if that was the case, what her life is looking like right now. I've thought about that with Cleo. What was life looking like for her for those days, you know? Frankie, baby, yes, we've talked about those on here briefly, but I am going to go back and watch some of the first interviews with you guys, not tonight, but I think we'll do the interview with both Dawn and Candace, you know, the one where she gives him that look that everyone has talked about so much. Cracking cases is local. Lots of current searches going on. That's awesome, but I meant like police. I found that's really awesome though, that person. I've heard of them, but I haven't been there. I need to go check it out, check their channel out. I pray Summer is found soon. Something isn't right. I agree. Curious what Dr. Phil's take will be, since the behavior panel guys said Dawn was not deceitful and Dr. Phil is a producer on their channel. I didn't know that. I'm here for this review. Yes, Michelle. That's what I was thinking. Like I said, we can talk about the drama some, you know, but we have to talk about the rest of it too. Yes, Char. It used to be just like a unicorn t-shirt, and I tried to tie-dye it, which the bottom you can see like more colors on it. There's green. And the back looked really cool, but I'm gonna make some other ones. You'll see. Maybe tomorrow. Thank you, Yanni. Thanks, Woofy. June 15th is really is a long time to me for missing. I would be out of my mind, and I do think Dawn and Candace are close. Yeah, I agree. Good night, Punksy. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, guys. Anyways, I guess that's it for now, but we are going to keep talking about this. Yeah, we're definitely going to keep talking about it. I don't know. I'm hopeful that maybe something will happen. Maybe we should be contacting the police department and asking them what they're doing. I don't know. Maybe I should do that, because when I don't make TikToks as much anymore, but I started over there and I had no idea what I was doing, and I grew like pretty fast over there. And so I started on cases that I was talking about that, you know, had gotten not very much coverage or no recent updates. I would reach out to the police department and just like, I don't know, pretend that it was like normal for me to do that. And sometimes they would answer, sometimes they wouldn't. You know, maybe I should do that. Dawn and Candace didn't do this. They're too sloppy. I don't think they care, but they're too sloppy to execute the perfect crime without leaving some evidence somewhere. But, Will, what if they did leave evidence somewhere, but since she hasn't been found, like in the Barry Morphew case, you cover that too, you know, all about that. It takes a lot before they build a case for a long time. So maybe they did, but one thing, they openly let them stay, you know, search their house and all of that, which that made me feel better. But I don't know. I'm just trying to think of both sides. Frankie baby. Yeah, I've watched Chris's interviews. I actually, though, didn't watch all of the one with Hunter's mom. But I did watch some of it. But, oh, thank you, Shar. But I want to go back and watch them. Maybe we'll watch them together. And think about it. Like, you ever watch a movie the first time and you love it, so you keep watching it over and over. And every time you notice and pick up things that you didn't notice before, you know. And so if we do that with the interviews and those kind of things, the same thing would happen, you know. It's possible that there's answers the public hasn't been made aware of yet. That's true. Okay, let's watch this little clip from the other night. It's the only clip that we talked about really on my channel from that interview that just happened. Hey, Natasha. So I don't want to get into that too much. I don't want to trigger anybody. I have a lot of people in recovery in here and stuff, but it's only 10 seconds. So let's see. I just found this so interesting because Don has consistently, you know, talked about how he trusts Candace, he believes her, and things like that.
No, I have 7 alibis. I have 7 alibis.
Oh, shit.
No, I have 7 alibis. I have 7 alibis. Candace ain't got none. She's going down.
Candace ain't got none. She's going down. It does sound like he says that, which is weird. But I think he was maybe talking about 2 things at once. I was trying to look because I have some other ones from this case. Hold on, let's see what this is.
This is 2-year-old Fabiola.
No, different case. Sorry. This is something I took from Candace's Facebook page from right around after Summer was born. So I do believe this is the little baby you'll hear in this. He did state that, Alex. Yeah. So you guys hear it too. I don't know. What do you think about that, you guys? Let's hear it again. It's hard because it's so quick. And where he's buzzing and stuff, he sounds, I don't know.
No, I have 7 alibis. I have 7 alibis. Candace ain't got none. She's going down.
Yeah, Vicky, I agree. I don't know. It's just weird because the same interview, right before that, maybe before they were fighting, he says that he trusts her and, believes her. So I don't know. I don't know. I would give anything to have a little baby like Summer, I think that maybe, so he said he believed her and trusted her and all of that. And then they had their fight, which it was bad and it was disturbing to hear. But, if you've had a toxic relationship or if you've ever been addicted to alcohol or drugs, it's not that uncommon in those kind of situations. Toxic relationship, mix in alcohol and drugs, mix in, your baby goes missing, mix in YouTube and all the drama of that. And then also Dr. Phil, and I don't know. I just try to stay to understand, from all sides, and I think I did well about that with the parents until that prank, of him being arrested. I didn't like that. I would gladly take Summer into my home and raise her as my own child. Me too. Hey, Jen. When was that video of the baby talking? So the dates on it, I can go back to it real quick. I can't see on my phone because it's so small, but you guys can maybe see. And plus I'd have to get really close in the light. Hold on. So, could you see it, you guys? Shar, we've seen people get in the Heidi Broussard case. I remember everybody was thinking that her fiance was guilty and stuff. And come to find out, her best friend had her in the trunk of the car at her house. Can I find what one more time? And then remember when J is for Justice, which she told me it was fine that I played it. She asked Dawn about some texts that were going around. And right after that, is right after that. The next day is when this prank happened, or even that same day, just later, I don't remember, that he had been arrested. Let's go to that real quick because I have it here.
There's more. He goes on to explain that the 50,000, in his words, came from a quote unquote Mexican mafia and that he owed them 50 grand. He has paid them back 30, but he still owes them 20.
Bye, Brandy. Thanks for being here. And the last thing we'll look at before I go, this clip. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's from that first interview. After everyone, Dawn had spoken out alone, but people wanted to hear from Candace.
Won't be able to, I'm blocked away where she can't be outside or play with a puppy or anything. Love nature, and it's that's my greatest fear, that she's not able to do any of these things anymore, or that she could possibly, I don't want to think she's dead, but it's a possibility. I don't want to address all the negativity. I just want to focus on the positive because it's so easy to get.
That's when she gives him that look that's talked about all the time. And that was, a few things were interesting about that to me. Not just when he says that about her possibly being dead, but when he talks about her being locked up, locked away in a basement or something. That caught my attention too. Yeah, crazy mama. I agree. A lot of people thought that. Yeah, Cassie, you're right. Hey, Granny's watching. Okay, you guys. Well, that's all for today. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. And yeah, we'll come back and watch that interview and just kind of go over some of the first things that, there's still so many odd things about the beginning of it. You don't even have to talk about all the drama and craziness that's happened after and within and on YouTube and all of that. But I got questions about everything that happened in the beginning, He said no, Brenda. When Ziggy asked Dawn if he would like to talk to the main dude of the cartel to look into Summer being taken by them, he said no. Wow. All right. Thank you guys. It was a fun chat. I love hanging out with you guys. I appreciate you all. And yeah, you mean the world to me. Yeah, thanks for being here. And if you're interested in tie-dyes, email me at ripyourheartoutanddye, DYE, @gmail.com. And I'm going to have some really cool Sublime ones. So, yeah. No, you're super amazing. All of you guys. I have the most amazing mods on YouTube. I really do. Oh, thank you, Sandy Beach. Okay, guys, I'll talk to you soon. I hope you have an awesome night, and I'll see you this week sometime. Maybe, and you never know, it could happen. Maybe this week we'll get an update from the police about Summer or, something. So anyways, I love you guys. Hope you have a great night, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.